Very good morning to you all. And I hope everybody's had a good morning and a wonderful day and so on. So what we're going to be discussing today is a very interesting topic in terms of our issues in relation to current affairs, right? And the issue of current affairs that I'm talking about is primarily about sexual offenses. I don't know, that's a deceptive kind of a headline, but basically we are going to be talking about marriageable age, the eligibility to get married, and that's what the focus essentially is going to be. Now, of course, there is so many of these headlines that all of you have seen. Hello, Sanket. Very good morning, my brother from Raurkela, right? Hi, Sanket. Hi. Very good morning to you. So again, like I said, we are of course going to be focusing on the age, the eligibility to actually get married, particularly the issue of capacity, the issue of what is the definition of child, and we will try to look at what the proposed changes are, particularly for women, right? And that's the focus of today's discussion. We of course have the amendment bill that has been proposed, और उस amendment bill में 18 जो पहले का eligibility हुआ करता था उसको change करके अब हमने 21 कर दिया है, right? एंड दैट बिल का करंट स्टेटस क्या है, उस बिल में आगे हम लोग क्या सोच रहे हैं, इज इट ऑलरेडी फुल एंड फाइनल एंड बाइंडिंग, are essentially the things that we are going to be looking at. By way of an introduction, my name is Debajyoti Das. I'm an alumni of Hidayatullah National University. I've also secured an All India Rank 20 in the NLSIU Bangalore entrance in 2006. I have been a Microsoft Intellectual Property Research Scholar, and I have also worked with one of the top law firms in India called Amarchand Mangaldas, primarily specializing in their capital markets team. You guys can join me on Telegram. I think some of you are already on my Telegram group. But those of you who have not, please do join me there. It's the easiest way to really reach me directly. So it'll be nice to have you guys there. If any of you are taking up any of the subscriptions, please do remember to use the code DEB10, by which you can get your additional 10% discount, as well as it's a big high five to me कि चलो मेरी क्लासेस लोग एंजॉय कर रहे हैं इसलिए मेरा कोड यूज कर रहे हैं. You can of course make use of the various unique features of the Unacademy platform, which includes the raise a hand and talk to the educator live in class. And in fact, yesterday evening 7 p.m को the plus class that I had was I think a little unique, because there are so many students who two students in particular who definitely told us some fairy tales, particularly because that was part of our discussion, or nervous shock, right? So class में कुछ ना कुछ मजा आता रहता है. I hope all of you are going to make use of these unique features. I do have some interesting batches that I wanted to let you know are starting off. Like, first of all, we have a batch called the Focus Law batch, which is for 2022 aspirants, which is starting on the 29th of December. We have the Know Your Law batch, which is a beginner batch for 2023 aspirants. And this is starting exactly on New Year's Eve, 31st of December. 31st of December. And we have a couple of batches starting off right after New Year. 3rd of January को DU Dream वाला बैच शुरू हो रहा है, and the Law and Order batch, which is a one-stop solution for CLAT 2024 by National Law University alumni, that is starting on the 5th of January 2022. The live quiz feature continues to be active, so you can host your own quizzes as well as you can participate in educator curated quizzes as well. Right now, some of you may already be aware of a lot of this information, but let me give you a quick background. to the whole eligibility to get married, the definition of child, and so on. The legal age, the legal age to get married in India has actually increased over the years. Okay. So, Mrs. Sir, DU is for undergraduates. DU exam is for undergraduates. Yes, that is not a problem. Okay. But it has consistently remained different for men and women, right? So, marriageable age पहले अलग था, right? उसको धीरे धीरे increase किया गया, what with the economic challenges that people face, the financial challenges, the duty to work, and a lot of these things. With the progress of our overall economic development, I think one of the primary reasons ultimately, right, ultimately ये सब भी होने लगा था. Now, when the initial law, the original law was passed in 1929, the legal age to marry was set at 14 for girls and 18 for boys. So originally it was not actually 18 and 21 that you see today, right? Later on for women it was increased to 15 years, right? जो 14 था, it was increased by 1 year and it was made 15, and this was later subsequently increased to 18 years for girls and 21 years for boys way back in the year 1978, right? So again, now it's been more than 40 years जब से हमारा ये 18 और 21 का स्टैंडर्ड कंसिस्टेंटली चलता आ रहा है. So now after all this time, is it a welcome change? Is it a controversial change? Are there other important aspects that we needed to look at in terms of the eligibility for age? A little more to the background of what was happening. We have had various law commission reports, right? We have UN के भी general comments section में मिल जाएगा आपको, हमारे बहुत सारे cabinet resolutions में भी मिल जाएगा, but in particular the 205th Law Commission of India report submitted in February 2008, it has certainly recommended the uniform age of marriage of 18 years. Okay, so uniform age, okay, of 18 years. So historically, like I told you, the age for men and women has always been different. Okay, और ये डिफरेंट को ही अवॉइड करके हम फाइनली इस पोजीशन पे तो आना चाह ही रहे हैं कि एक यूनिफॉर्मिटी होनी चाहिए. ओके, देयर शुड बी अ सर्टेन डिग्री ऑफ यूनिफॉर्मिटी, even if that uniformity is not 21, right, it is ultimately 18, but एक यूनिफॉर्म स्टैंडर्ड होना चाहिए. In August 2018 as well, the Law Commission had in a consultation paper said that 18 should be set as the uniform age for marriage. So we've had, 2 Law Commission reports also. 2008 में एक, 2018 में एक, and these years are also important. याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं है. But from a political history of India perspective, right? पॉलिटिकल हिस्ट्री के हिसाब से हम देखें तो यूपीए सरकार में भी लॉ कमीशन ने यही रेकमेंड किया था, राइट? In 2008 of course we had the Manmohan Singh government, and in 2018 we have the Narendra Modi government, and in both these governments also the law commission has consistently continued to recommend the same thing कि एक यूनिफॉर्म एज होना चाहिए दोनों के लिए, और ये यूनिफॉर्म एज 18 होनी चाहिए. So the way to achieve equality according to the Law Commission, the way to achieve this equality was not really based on disqualifying women from getting married for 3 more years, but rather allowing men to get married 3 years earlier, right? So किसी भी situation में if we are trying to achieve equality, there's more often than not there are two ways to achieve that equality, right? One of the ways is in this situation, one of the ways is कि लड़कियों का एलिजिबिलिटी आप चेंज करके 18 से डिस्क्वालीफाई कर दीजिए कि 19-year-old ऑल्सो कैनॉट गेट मैरिड, 20 ऑल्सो कैनॉट गेट मैरिड, और उनकी एलिजिबिलिटी भी 21 कर दीजिए. The other way to achieve equality, of course, is कि भाई आप लड़कों को अलाउ कर दीजिए थोड़ा और पहले, right? In conclusion, what I really wanted to point out is basically that 21 was not recommended by any of the law commissions. Okay, 21 का recommendation नहीं आया है. जब भी आया है यूनिफॉर्मिटी का जरूर आया है, लेकिन यूनिफॉर्मिटी के साथ हमेशा 18 का नंबर है सेम, बिकॉज दैट्स द एज ऑफ मेजॉरिटी बाय एंड लार्ज. सो लड़कों को क्यों डिस्क्वालीफाई किया गया है फॉर 3 extra years, दैट इज समथिंग दैट द लॉ कमीशन एसेंशियली वांट्स टू डू अवे विथ. ओके, सोहम, सॉरी मैंने आपका मैसेज देखा नहीं था. शारदा एक्ट, यस, द एज ऑफ 14 and 18, ये जो एज ऑफ 14 and 18 है, right, it is popularly known as the Sharda Act, right, because the main person was Sharda ji, right, that is क्या नाम था उनका, हरबिलास Sharda, I think was the real name, but the actual law is the Child Marriage Act. Child Marriage Act तो नहीं, क्या कहते थे उसको, Child Marriage Restraint Act, right, the Child Marriage Restraint Act of 1929, which is popularly known as the Sharda Act. So it's not actually Sharda Act popular, बस नाम है, वो भी SH नहीं है, SA है, right. हरबिलास शारदा जी के नाम पे कुछ कई सारे लॉज का पॉपुलर नाम कुछ ना कुछ बन जाता है ना, लाइक अभी हम कह रहे हैं फार्म बिल, अब तो चलो वो हट गया, बट अदरवाइज वो तीनों लॉ को बेसिकली घूम फिर के हम लोग सब फार्म बिल कह रहे थे या फार्म लॉज कह रहे थे. अब वो फार्म लॉज एक्ट का नाम फार्म एक्ट तो नहीं था, ऑब्वियसली द नेम ऑफ द एक्ट, द एक्चुअल नेम ऑफ द एक्ट वाज अ लिटिल डिफरेंट. एनीवे, 21 कभी भी रेकमेंड नहीं किया गया है, समथिंग दैट ऑल ऑफ यू शुड डेफिनेटली रिमेंबर. अब ये जो पर्टिकुलर एक्ट आया है, this particular act recognizes that women are the ones who are facing the biggest challenge in terms of child marriage. Okay, so 1929 का भी जो एक्ट सोहम रेफर कर रहा है, it is the Child Marriage Restriction Act. Similarly यहाँ पर भी Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill, that is the bill which we are discussing right now. Prohibition of Child Marriage Amendment Bill 2021. So ये एक नया लॉ जो हम लोग इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं, इसमें सबसे पहले यही रिकॉग्निशन हो रहा है कि विमेन को ही मेन प्रॉब्लम फेस करना पड़ता है. एज पर द नेशनल फैमिली हेल्थ सर्वे ऑफ 2019-21, 1 out of every 4 women, basically 1 out of every 4 women जो 20 से 24 साल की एज में है, they were actually married off before the age of 18. Therefore, अगर आप इस बिल का भी जो पूरा इंट्रोडक्शन टाइप का होता है, एक स्टेटमेंट ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट्स एंड रीजंस होता है, उसमें क्या लिखा हुआ है, इट एड्रेसेस द इश्यूज ऑफ विमेन इन अ होलिस्टिक मैनर as a measure for empowerment of women, gender equality, increasing the female labor force participation, make them self-reliant and to enable them to take decisions themselves, right? So now, of course, this becomes a problem because आपने चलो इतनी सारी बातें जो बोली वो सारी बातें तो अच्छी हैं, but a woman who has already attained the age of majority, a woman who has already crossed the age of 18, can such a woman, right, can such a woman really not be in a position to make her own decisions? Are we really saying that 19-year-old women are, not in a position to make their own decisions or this or that? It just becomes a complicated, a complicated kind of scenario. कि किस हद तक हम क्या क्या ऐसी चीजें हैं जो विमेन के बारे में कह सकते हैं, और सो ऑन. So ultimately there is a lot of criticism that this bill is facing. Ultimately there is a lot of legal complexity that this bill is actually going through. Why? Because the amendments proposed to the anti-child marriage law, जो ये वाला amendment है, defines child as someone under the age of 21. Okay, under the age of 21. And therefore it contradicts, it violates some of the other laws जिसमें हमारा age of majority 18 पे fixed है. It is going to have an overriding effect over the personal laws of Hindus, Christians, Muslims, Parsis, as well as the Special Marriage Act of 1954. कई सारे laws, right? अब of course there are many laws जिसमें context के हिसाब से, purpose के हिसाब से हम interpretation को modify कर सकते हैं, right? But जहां personal laws की ही बात हो रही है, जहां बात ही पर्सनल लॉज की हो रही है, शादी करने की हो रही है, एंड सो ऑन, in those situations can we really have age of majority of a child itself being modified? That is the whole question that this bill or this amendment really is throwing up before all of us. The term child of course has a lot of connotations in terms of levels of protection required and the capabilities and abilities to take decision, and ultimately because इतना सारा कंट्रोवर्सी हो गया है, हम सीधा सीधा इस बिल को जो है पास नहीं कर रहे हैं. वी आर नॉट डायरेक्टली passing this bill. What we have done, what the government has also decided to do, is that the Lok Sabha has referred this bill to the standing committee after MPs have demanded a deeper scrutiny and wider consultations. तो वो लोकसभा की स्टैंडिंग कमिटी अपने recommendations वगैरह देगी, उसके बाद ही हम इस बिल पे वोटिंग और जो भी जीवन में आगे करना है उन सारी चीज़ों पे अपना विचार विमर्श चर्चा ये सारी चीज़ें आगे जाते हुए करेंगे. ठीक है. सोहम क्या कह रहा है? द यस, दैट इज वेरी करेक्ट. दीज आर द नेम्स ऑफ द बिल. बस वो लास्ट वाला एसेंशियल नहीं, एसेंशियल कमोडिटीज होगा, राइट? एसेंशियल कमोडिटीज एक्ट एक है. एसेंशियल कमोडिटीज एक्ट में कुछ कुछ अमेंडमेंट किया गया है. सो देयर वर 2 न्यू लॉज and one was an amendment to the Essential Commodities Act, right? So तीनों तो actually amendment भी नहीं है. farm laws में 2 actually नए law हैं और एक नया law भी नहीं है. That is actually simply an amendment to the Essential Commodities Act, right? So you're absolutely right. That's what the current scenario is. That's what the current situation basically looks like, right? In any case, we will continue with our discussions, guys. There's a lot more to discuss. Today evening we have the crypto bill, the cryptocurrency bill, and some updates in relation to the cryptocurrency bill. That is something I'm going to be discussing today evening. So if you guys are joining me today at 10 PM in the evening, वो discussion भी होगा. और फिनिक्स बैच में शाम के 7 बजे हमारी क्लासेस एनीवे कंटिन्यू होंगी. सो वी आर गोइंग टू कंटिन्यू. दिस इज फिनिक्स बैच इज 7 PM. दिस इज द प्लस बैच एंड ऑफ कोर्स 10 PM को क्रिप्टो बिल के लिए इफ एनी ऑफ यू वांट टू जॉइन मी देन प्लीज डू जॉइन मी. द क्रिप्टो करेंसी बिल. ओके. अगेन उस पर भी अपडेट्स जो है बहुत स्लो आ रहे हैं, धीरे आ रहे हैं. देखा जाए क्या क्या उसके बारे में सरकार विचार कर रही है, विमर्श कर रही है. Okay, please do remember to use my code DEV10 to get your additional 10% discount as well as to drop me a big high five because I will totally appreciate अगर आप सब्सक्रिप्शन में मेरा ये कोड यूज करेंगे. Do remember to subscribe as well as hit the bell icon so that you're not missing out on any of the notifications of the sessions here on the Unacademy channel. That is the legal game. And I will see you guys in the evening. Thank you very much once again. Have a lovely day ahead of you guys. Bye everyone.